In a cozy little house, there existed a secret battle that no one knew about. Beneath the calm and quiet exterior, two sworn enemies were locked in a fierce, daily chase. Whiskers, the graceful yet cunning house cat, and Scamper, the clever and quick-footed mouse, were at odds like the sun and the moon. Their lives were an endless game of hunt and escape, with Whiskers always on the prowl and Scamper forever on the run. Every morning, Whiskers would wake up, stretch his paws, and immediately begin hunting for Scamper. With his soft, silent steps, he would sneak through the hallways, his tail swishing in anticipation. Scamper, always alert, would hear Whiskers coming from a mile away. He had made a fine art of hiding in the smallest crevices, behind furniture, and under the stairs, anywhere Whiskers couldn't reach. Their chase was almost like a dance, with Scamper always managing to stay just one step ahead. Whiskers, however, never gave up. He prided himself on being the house's greatest predator, but no matter how hard he tried, Scamper was too fast, too clever, and always got away. They were stuck in this endless loop of chase and escape, and it seemed like this rivalry would last forever. But then, one fateful afternoon, something changed. It started as a normal day, Whiskers prowling the house, Scamper darting from shadow to shadow. But both of them, hungry from all the excitement, found themselves wandering toward the kitchen. And there, on the countertop, sat a glorious sight, an entire plate of freshly sliced cheddar cheese. Now, everyone knows that cats love milk, but Whiskers had a secret love for cheese. And as for Scamper, well, cheese was his absolute favorite food in the world. Both of them stared at the plate, eyes wide, mouths watering. They locked eyes. The old instinct to chase flickered in Whiskers' gaze, and Scamper's paws twitched, ready to flee. But something in that moment felt different. Maybe it was the tempting aroma of the cheese, or perhaps they were both just too tired from the constant game of cat and mouse. Whatever it was, they found themselves slowly approaching the plate, cautious but curious. Whiskers hesitated for a moment, then took a small bite. Scamper, his whiskers twitching nervously, followed suit. They both savored the taste, and for the first time ever, they weren't trying to outsmart or outrun each other, they were simply enjoying a meal, together. As they nibbled on the cheese, they realized something quite surprising. Whiskers, between bites, glanced at Scamper and said, "You know, I never thought I'd say this, but you're not so bad." Scamper, still cautious, replied, "Well, you're not as scary as I thought either." They both chuckled, a little awkward at first, but soon the tension between them melted away like the cheese they were eating. And that's when they discovered they had more in common than they ever imagined. They both loved chasing laser pointers around the living room, Whiskers for the thrill of the hunt, and Scamper for the pure fun of it. They both enjoyed playing with balls of yarn, though Scamper preferred rolling around in them while Whiskers batted them gracefully across the floor. And when it came to snuggling up in warm, cozy corners, they were practically experts. From that day on, everything changed. Whiskers and Scamper no longer saw each other as enemies. Instead, they became unlikely companions, exploring every nook and cranny of the house together. They went on grand adventures, from the attic to the basement, always side by side. Whiskers even helped Scamper reach the top shelves where the best treats were kept, while Scamper would sneak into tight spaces to retrieve Whiskers' favorite toys. Their friendship blossomed, and soon they were inseparable. They spent their afternoons lounging by the window, basking in the sunlight, sharing stories about their past. Scamper would tell tales of his daring escapes, and Whiskers would boast about his almost successful pounces. But now, those stories were told with laughter, not rivalry. In the evenings, they would curl up together, Scamper nestled in the soft fur of Whiskers' belly, both of them content and peaceful. They had gone from sworn enemies to the best of friends, proving that even the most unlikely creatures could find common ground if they only took the time to understand each other. As the days passed, the bond between Whiskers and Scamper grew stronger. They shared their secrets, their fears, and their dreams. Whiskers admitted that sometimes, being the family cat was a lonely job. Scamper confessed that living in constant fear of being chased was exhausting. Together, they found comfort and companionship, and their friendship brought joy not only to them but to the entire household. And so, the story of Whiskers and Scamper became a legend in that little house. Everyone marveled at how two creatures, once bound by their differences, had become the closest of companions. They were truly unlikely friends, but their friendship was built to last, stronger than any rivalry, deeper than any old grudge. Whiskers and Scamper lived happily ever after, side by side, sharing adventures, snacks, and most importantly, a lifetime of friendship. Unlikely friends forever.